This video is being published on Monday, November 7th, which is the day before Election Day. 24 hours or so after this video goes online, I will make my way down to my local polling place and I will cast my vote for Hillary Clinton as President of the United States. And it is a vote I will cast proudly. It is a vote I will cast eagerly. It is a vote I am looking forward to casting. And as I said in a video I published last week, called Why I'm Voting for Hillary Clinton, it's a vote that I would cast regardless of who the Republican nominee happened to be. It just so happens that the Republican nominee is the most dangerous, manifestly unfit person to run for the presidency on a major party ticket in my lifetime. But even if it wasn't that guy, I would still be voting for Hillary Clinton if she were the Democratic nominee, and I would be doing so without reservation, or at least without serious reservation. And I go into some of the reasons why in that video, so if you haven't watched that video yet, I would recommend you check it out. But for this video, for my final argument, my final plea for people to go vote for Hillary Clinton on Election Day, I wanted to focus on one particular episode from the public life of Hillary Clinton that, to me, summarizes why I am voting for her, not as a hold your nose vote, not as a lesser of two evils vote, but because I truly believe she will make a good president. In 1993, 1994, one of the top priorities of the Bill Clinton administration's first term was healthcare reform. And Hillary Clinton, the First Lady, was placed in charge of that healthcare reform effort. And that effort, as we all now know, failed. Hillary Clinton's healthcare reform project was blocked by Republicans in the House and Senate, and nothing ever came of it. She was defeated. She lost. That was her first big foray into presidential politics. She was placed in charge of this major initiative by her husband. She was entrusted with this centerpiece of Clinton policy. And it didn't happen. She didn't get it done. Keep in mind, she was the First Lady. She had not been elected to anything. She had no constituency. She had no one to whom she was accountable. She was not a formal member of government. She was the president's wife. So after she was defeated, and after it became clear that she was being so vilified, so demonized by Republicans, that she couldn't really count on having anyone on that side of the aisle work with her or be willing to negotiate with her or compromise with her, she had every reason to just say, you know what, I tried, I did my best, I'm out. I'm going to go back to the White House, I'm going to hang out in the West Wing, I'm going to do First Lady stuff. It's not what I want to do. It's not the kind of thing I'm best suited to, but it seems to be the only thing they're going to let me do. So I'm just going to go do the First Lady thing, and you guys have fun. And that's kind of what she did. You know, she became more of a conventional First Lady after the first couple of years of her husband's first term. You know, she did the tours of the White House and the Christmas tree decorations and all of that normal First Lady horse shit. But she did something else. And it's something that we know about now because it was talked about in the 2008 Democratic primary campaign, and it's also been talked about during this campaign. She became a very strong advocate for a program that was called the State Child Health Insurance Program, or SCHIP. And she did a lot of this behind the scenes. SCHIP was introduced in legislation sponsored by Senator Ted Kennedy, so he deserves, obviously, a huge amount of credit for it. But Hillary Clinton, the First Lady, behind the scenes, with very little fanfare, with very little mention by anybody at the time, became a champion of this legislation. This is factcheck.org. Note the date on this article. This is from 2008 during the Obama versus Clinton Democratic primary. And the summary of this article says, one of Clinton's signature claims has come under fire from political foes quoted by the Boston Globe who say she doesn't deserve credit for expanding federal health insurance for millions of children. This would be the SCHIP program. We review the record and conclude that she deserves plenty of credit, both for the passage of the SCHIP legislation and for pushing outreach efforts to translate the law into reality. That, again, the opinion of factcheck.org. Is that not enough for you? That's okay. We can check out another fact-checking website, PolitiFact, which published an article this year, actually over the summer, after Bill Clinton said in his Democratic National Convention speech about Hillary that she helped to get the SCHIP program, or what is now called the CHIP program, simply the Children's Health Insurance Program, done. They reviewed that claim by Bill Clinton in his speech. They went over the record as factcheck.org did in 2008, and they came to the conclusion Bill Clinton said Hillary Clinton sought to expand healthcare piecemeal, including the Children's Health Insurance Program. Clinton did work behind the scenes to create the program to offer healthcare to children. Again, they rate the claim mostly true. Hillary Clinton deserves credit for SCHIP. It's a fact. Hillary Clinton, behind the scenes, helped to make the Children's Health Insurance Program a reality. She was instrumental in getting that program passed, getting it enacted legislatively, and also in making it a reality, in pushing states to take advantage of it, to make it available to people. She was a great champion of this program. And my question to you is, why would she do that? Unless she actually gave a shit about helping people with that program. Politically, she had already been defeated. She had been forced to tuck tail and slink away after the Republicans defeated the Clinton healthcare reform proposals in the early part of Clinton's first term as president. She lost, and Republicans had made it clear that they were not interested in working with her. They didn't like her. They were going to vilify her. They were going to demonize her and mischaracterize her every chance they got. And by the way, they've been doing that constantly ever since. These people were her enemies, and they made it known to her and to everyone that they were her enemies. She did not have any reason to re-enter the fray at that point, other than she really cared about passing this legislation because she thought it was important that these millions of children who could benefit from the program got that health insurance. She actually cared about using government to do something positive to help people who needed help. That's why I think Hillary Clinton did that. And for all of her faults, for all of her shortcomings, for all of the things that she has done that makes people like me who support her shake our heads and go, God, Hillary, why are you making it so hard on yourself? For all of those shortcomings, I think at bottom, when you strip away all of the 3 or 4 decades of endless right-wing abuse and demagoguery and mischaracterization and lying, you push all of that aside and you just look at Hillary Clinton, you look at the person, you look at her record, you look at what she says she wants to do if she becomes president of the United States. You make your judgment based on that. And what I see when I do that is a person who cares about helping people and who wants to use the federal government as a tool to make people's lives better. And minor disagreements aside, minor concerns aside, that's what I want in a president. I want a president who will use that office, who will use the power of that office, the influence of that office, the reach of that office, and that platform to make people's lives better. And Hillary Clinton did that before she was president, before she was a senator, before she was elected to a goddamn thing. When she was a first lady who had been defeated in healthcare reform and had no reason to go back into that fight. And yet she did it anyway. And she fought for one thing. She couldn't get healthcare reform done. She couldn't get the big policy pushed forward. She didn't accomplish the great big thing. But she saw one thing that she could do, that she could help to make a reality, that she could bring some relief, some improvement to the lives of some people in this country. And she got behind it and she made it happen. And if she is nothing more than a calculating, cold-blooded, robotic ambition machine, if she is nothing more than the real-life version of Frank Underwood from House of Cards, and all she cares about is power and ambition, why would she do that? Why would she do that after she had been defeated already, knowing that her efforts would be largely unheralded? Why would she do that? Unless she actually cared. Unless she was not the evil person that her political enemies have convinced half the country, more than half the country, including many liberals and Democrats, shamefully, that she is. I think the answer is that she is not that person. I think the answer is that she is fundamentally an honest, sincere person who wants to use the government to help people who need help. And that is the kind of person I want as the President of the United States. That is the kind of person I think she has demonstrated that she is. And that is the person that I am voting for tomorrow. That is the person, if you are a registered voter here in the United States, that is the person I think you should vote for tomorrow. Whether she was your first choice or not, whether you would have preferred Bernie Sanders or not. Because you know what? I voted for Bernie Sanders in the primary. I registered Democrat for the first time. I was registered unaffiliated for years. I registered Democrat for the first time to vote in the primary this time. And I voted for Bernie Sanders. I didn't vote for Hillary Clinton. But I never hated Hillary. And I never thought that she was evil. And I never thought that she was corrupt. And I never thought that she was dishonest. I certainly never thought that she was substantially more dishonest than other politicians. I always thought that she was a far, far preferable choice to anyone that the Republicans could ever offer. Because no matter what the candidate on the Republican side, the Republican vision, the Republican platform, the kind of proposals that Republicans push are proposals that are bad for women, bad for black folks, bad for children, bad for anyone who wants a college education, bad for working people. Bad for people who want to make enough money working a 40-hour week to be able to pay their bills and feed their family. Bad for anybody who wants to be able to put money in the bank to save up for something. Bad for anybody who thinks that collective bargaining and labor unions are a good thing. Bad for anybody who thinks that LGBTQ people deserve to be treated with equality and respect. No matter who the Republicans put up, they're going to go after those things. They're going to attack a woman's right to an abortion. They're going to attack a trans person's right to use whatever fucking bathroom they feel comfortable using. They're going to disparage and deny and degrade people who have a gender identity that doesn't fit their narrow worldview. They're going to fight for the rights of Christians ahead of people in other religious groups or people who do not have a religious affiliation. That's just what Republicans do, because that's what the party does. They're anti-woman, they're anti-LGBTQ, they're anti-black, they're anti-Latinx, they're anti-immigration in general. They are just a bad, negative, destructive, corrosive party. And against the best that they have to offer, I would vote for Hillary Clinton. I would vote for Hillary Clinton as many times as she chose to run. And I'm going to vote for her tomorrow. And I'm going to be goddamn proud of myself to do it. And I think that you should do it too. If you're someone who cares about the rights of marginalized people, if you're someone who wants to see the minimum wage raised to a living wage, if you care about health care, if you care about education, if you're going to vote tomorrow, you should vote for her. For your sake, for my sake, for the sake of this country, for the sake of the world, vote for Hillary Clinton to be president of the United States. Hey folks, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. And also, please consider helping me to make more videos like this one by supporting this channel through Patreon. You can go to patreon.com/Steve Shives to become a patron of this channel. Thanks again for watching. I will see you next time. Go vote tomorrow.